つも君と待ち続けた季節は何も言わず通り過ぎた雨はこの街に降り注ぐ少しのリグレットと罪を包み込んで泣かないことを誓ったまま時は過ぎ痛む心に気がつかずに僕は一人になった記憶の中でずっと二人は生きてゆける君の声が今も胸に響くよそれは愛がさまよう限り君は少し泣いたあの時見えなかった
It only makes sense to make this thing an anime. It's so good, the storytelling's so good, you can easily make this into an anime. Like they did with Tales of Vesperia. They easily made that into an anime.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
A lot of death.
Huh.
I'll smash you! Double Demon Fang!
Oh, violent darting ray!
All minutes you hear it now! Keep it cool, but time to get out of the way!
Oh, you too.
This one's mine!
Not
Do
today!
it! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Double Demon
No
Fang!
armor can stop me!
Remind me to stay on
Nice block!
All the love!
I'm here too, you know! Astral energy!
Say no more! I can feel my power growing!
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
That's pretty good.
Hi, Hoodle!
You're mine! Double Demon Fang!
Illuminate the dark!
Transform!
Here I go! Holy Land! It's a duel of the arts!
Here I come!
Pieces!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for you
Time to
truly!
let it rip!
This
Double
is
Demon Fang!
Leave the enemy's arts to
Double
me!
Demon Fang!
No
place here!
Alright! Now!
You're mine! Not today!
Hold on
Double
here!
Demon Fang!
Here I come!
Right now!
Do it!
Infernal Current!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'll smash you! I'm on rollerblade! Demon Fang!
Their hide is thick as armor.
Just getting started! Double Demon Fang! Flying spree! Why can't they just sit still?
That's my cue.
Can you take care of them?
No sooner
Shut 'em
said
down.
than done.
It was nice while it lasted.
Double
Anything
Demon
in armor is all
Fang!
mine.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished! Take this! Its armor's too strong!
Then I'll split it open.
Be my guest!
You.
Alright, it's showtime.
Double Demon Fang!
I'm on a run. In here.
Eagle Fly.
More for the
These
side.
fists have got your name on them.
Dragon down! Double Demon Fang! Dragon!
Hydration orb. I need to be stronger. My face is starting to sting, and my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Xion? Oh, wait. I bet you're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine. And thank you very much.
Guess I misread the landing.
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Not today!
One more. Take this.
Lightning off raging
no,
by the
no.
power of water.
Are those rockets?
Into the wind, burning.
Double
Let's
Demon
tear
Fang!
do it.
The blast! In an instant! Impact block!
We can really make weapons with this?
Get lost.
Here I come!
Where are you going? If it's in the sky, it's mine. Gale force. Annihilation. Hydration.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! Demon Fang!
I can carve through armor.
Get on
I'll
it.
bash in your defenses.
Hold on. Glad you have your uses.
No escape!
I'll show you how useful I can be.
Double Demon Fang!
Raging storm.
Do it! Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I do still have to go back up that way, actually.
Right, here goes! You're mine!
I never miss.
Hey, when did I get so
Not
popular?
on my watch.
Double Demon Fang!
By the power of water. Lightning condenses. Now. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
There. Water. One more.
Double Demon Fang!
Here. Powered hurricane.
got flyers.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it. Coming through.
All yours.
Yeah, do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Looks like we got them all.
Get lost.
I'll smash you! Shattering the
Confiscated.
pieces!
From your front. Eat dirt.
Now I'm in the groove!
You're mine.
Up and at 'em. Let's go.
I'll take you all on. Double
Radiant
demon
here.
fang.
Go for the weak. There you go. Don't let up. Do it.
Kikara, I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Radiant here.
I'm on.
Here goes.
Talon Hurricane! The enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about that.
You see what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have
Double
done that.
demon fang.
Annihilation.
Magic Blood.
Radiant here.
Yes, I'm
Double
just
demon fang.
Dragon Floor!
Instant. Do it.
Double demon.
Get toasty.
Bird Strike!
Right. Next one.
Already
demon
on!
fang. Dragon floor.
Lightning
I'm
raging.
on
Do it. Astral energy. Full throttle.
I've been doing really great lately.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Right, here goes. Here I come.
Armor won't save! Ready and
No
roaring!
escape.
Now you see what I can
Double
do!
demon fang.
Raging cascade. You have to aim for the bright area on their back.
Double demon fang. Aim for the weak spot.
Hold on to your arc. Here I come.
Come one, come all.
Holy Glimmer.
Here I come.
Holy Ice Tornado. My
demon
let me help.
I really owe you one.
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kikara. Do it. Astral energy.
Say no more. Got it.
Well done.
I'm on it! I'll run you
Double
through!
demon fang.
Now I'm in the
Raging
groove!
storm.
Do it!
A banana. Get toasty.
Bird Strike!
Into the sky. Flat.
Quickly.
By the power. Now, Kikara. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
Don't get complacent. This'll make us even. More formidable.
Out of our way.
Take this.
I'll smash you! Shattering of
Double demon
pieces!
fang.
Blood Dark Wind!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
I'm just getting started!
Do it. This one's got your name on it.
Action to action.
Oh, violent darting wind.
Now. Here I come.
Eat dirt. Sleep now.
Double demon fang. Dragon
Now
floor.
I'm in the groove!
Now.
Still.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
It's on! Armor won't save you!
Double demon fang.
I'm on a roll now!
Spear! Now! Trailblazer! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
It's kind of funny how everything in here is made of fucking fire.
Easy peasy.
This is like the hardest I've ever hit in my life. We're gonna go down, check all of these out. Thing over here.
No choice. You're mine.
Confiscated!
I'm on double demon fang.
I never miss!
Double demon fang. Dragon form.
Save you!
Thunder Shield! It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory!
We're cleaning house.
Let me take the rest of it!
Wow, someone's feeling lively!
Demon fang.
I'm on a roll now! Eagle assault!
You're mine! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
They got me flanked!
Double demon fang.
Lightning orb!
A comfortable win.
Little help!
You're mine.
Freezing storm!
Double
Don't mind
demon
if I
fang.
do!
I'm on it. Swallow blade. Double demon fang. Dragon form.
Eat this! Here I
Double
go!
demon fang.
Primed and ready!
It's over. You're mine. Double demon fang.
Do it!
It's over.
Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally!
Demon fang. Dragon form.
Now!
Watch this!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Over so soon?
An opponent like this should be easy.
Armor won't save you!
I'm not done. Dark Double demon fang.
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Now!
Just as well, I'm here to
Go for it!
prepare to crumble!
Hold on to your art! Hero
Double
time!
demon fang.
Lightning take
Aim for their weak spot.
Thunderblade! Illuminate the dark!
I'll finish you
Oh,
here
no!
now!
You're finished.
Talon Hurricane! Eagle Side!
Double demon fang. In an instant. Impact block. My turn.
Dragon Shell!
Take this. Double demon
Do
fang.
it! Astral energy! Full throttle! Not too shabby, if I do say so myself.
Far more than the power I can conjure alone, that's for sure.
Was that a compliment? It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't try anything funny. Especially you, Law. No pushing anyone. Not even as a joke.
I'm not a little kid!
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily.
You know, I still haven't found that Zoogle that man was talking about. Oh, we're still in more lava? Really? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. This is where that Zoogle's gonna be, isn't it? Alright, before we start this, I need a drink. Not a lot, but it'll do, I guess, for right now. Okay. Alright, yep, big ass boss fight right here. Where's that Zoogle? Everybody looks so badass. Oh my god. That's the Zoogle he was talking about, huh?
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Yeah?
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later.
Yeah, don't pull the fire sword.
It's going to cause chaos.
It's not gonna do
We
shit.
need to take it down and move on.
I have the highest feeling that I don't know what to do here, honestly.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Watch out.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone.
Suddenly turning tails doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogles? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
Double Demon Fang! Double Demon
I
Fang!
can carve through. Ready to
That's
whip.
right,
Kick
that's
it!
orders.
Double Demon Fang!
Lightning
Swallow
Orb.
Blade!
Raging
Double
Cascade.
Demon Fang!
All fitted
There you
here
go.
and now.
Dragon Swarm. What would I do without you?
Crush.
In here.
It's over!
Cyan Ischion is there
Now I
with
can
you.
let loose!
Dragon Element Ranger.
Now I'm in the groove.
Swallow Blade! Slash!
I can do this all day.
You're
It
finished!
looks like you got this one covered.
Here I come!
Lightning Orb.
Double Demon Fang!
Raging Cascade.
Should have messed with me.
Double Demon
I
Fang!
can carve through armor.
Kick it!
More for the stockpile.
Just now I'm in the groove.
Healing Support. The healing security.
Swallow
What would I
Blade!
do without you?
So much for sitting this fight out. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dark wind!
Double Demon Fang!
Swallow
Swallow
dance!
Blade!
Oh,
Double Demon Fang!
Let's
Escape!
I'll heal you all.
Double
Now.
Demon Fang! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
Lightning
Yours to be like me!
Eliminate the target.
Now in the groove!
No escape! Double Demon
Let's tear
Fang!
'em up!
Dragon Swarm!
Rip and tear!
Double Demon Fang!
Shattering us pieces! Attack time!
Huh?
Radiant Blast here.
Dragon Swarm!
Eat this!
Here's another.
Come and get it!
Blade!
Corruption.
No escape!
Back into the fray.
Talon Storm!
Swallow Blade!
Radiant Blast here.
Double Demon Fang!
Talon Hurricane! Glacial Spear!
Rip and tear.
Huh?
Freeze Lancer.
Double Demon Fang! Swallow Blade!
Shield.
Double Demon Fang!
I drink
Take
Power.
this!
Back into the fray.
Take this!
Annihilate.
Talon Hurricane!
I'll be saving you.
more!
It was nice while it lasted.
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
An astral...
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Now, astral energy.
Say no more!
Well done.
Double demon fang!
Healing
Take this!
Holy land.
Double demon fang!
Mega ray. Eagle ray. Not on my watch. Alright, it's showtime.
Here I come!
Go top now.
Double demon fang!
Holy land. Annihilation.
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem.
You're mine! Strike! You're
This
finished!
one's mine.
Now I'm in the groove! Take this! Double demon fang!
Now. I'll be
Strike! Double demon fang!
Not on my watch.
It's over!
Breaking now. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Mega ray.
Not a chance!
Annihilation. Mega ray.
Double demon fang!
Bullseye, Sion! Nice!
Get out of my sight line or you'll get hit!
Oops, right, sorry, thanks.
Not on my watch.
Double demon fang!
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Raging wall.
Dark
Take
Wind!
this!
I'll smash you! I'll finish you here
Here
right now!
In here.
Double demon fang! Swallow
I
blade!
really owe you one.
Why'd you do that?
To stop you dying?
Dragon swarm!
Swallow dance! It was nice while shattering us pieces!
Here.
Double demon fang! You're
Swallow
mine!
dance!
Dragon swarm!
Hurricane!
Double demon
Now,
fang!
it's finished!
Let's do
Double
it.
demon fang! Oh, not done! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
There you go. How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Open.
Watch and learn. That's enough!
Let's go. Let's go. Wow. I really thought that was kind of disappointing. I was really hoping for a big ass boss. And instead I got a bunch of mini bosses and then just Alphen one-shotting it.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
See, they're all like, huh, we did it. We beat this thing. And I'm sitting here like, huh. 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 Just, I do not have enough for this shit. What does this do?
I'm even stronger than before. What do you know? Another big fire monster with nothing better to do than get in our way!
I wonder where the rest of those lights ended up landing. It looked like they were pretty scattered.
Well, whatever they're after, let's just hope none of them are anywhere near a city. An ambush on civilians is the last thing we need.
Well, no rest for the wicked, right? Though with 1 down and 3 to go, it sounds like our headache is just beginning.
I thought you liked the opportunity to flex your muscles.
Against those things? It's not like I have a death wish. Besides, we've already got our hands full saving the world. Dying stupidly won't be much help to the cause.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that logic. Sorry.
Love birds. Alright, where the fuck am I going? This way? There wasn't anything in here of use. Ooh, pretty.
Hey, is that it over there?
Yeah, I like it too. Actually.
I always love the sound of hammers bang.
Hey, look! We've got way more animals!
I never imagined Law would have a knack for husbandry.
Makes sense since they're on the same wavelength.
You're making me blush over here.
Law, maybe you should consider what that statement actually means.
So this is a spaceship, huh?
Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Sit around the campfire and sing our campfire
It's funny,
song.
isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Sleeping, sitting down. How I envy him. My back would fucking kill me if I was sleeping like that.
Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Boy, I'm pretty sure you could block it at this point.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
Go ahead, shoot him. See what happens. I doubt you have the balls to do it, Shion. Do it.
I won't let you.
Am I gonna have to fight her? Let's go.
I mean it.
Let's
I
go.
refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
Shoot
If
then.
that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Come on. Come on. Let's see them balls. Let's go. Come on, Shion. Yeah, that's what I thought. Beach. Oh, here come the other fucks. That's great. Alright, tie her up. Fucking throw her in the trunk. Damn. Can't believe we gotta do this to the love
Do you
story.
remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
Ouch.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
Oh man, I hate this.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore.
Listen to this orchestra,
And
though.
when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
There you go, my boy.
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
And let it happen.
Shion, what do you want?
Are we gonna have a One Piece? Are we gonna have One Piece? I want to live.
I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys.
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again.
Oh, God. Why are you playing the intro in this? Fuck. I'm a crybaby right now. Fuck. Need a drink.
We're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
We're gonna have a time skip. Oh, she's finally crying.
You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Hard to believe, just a minute ago she was trying to kill me. But, oh, man. I need a second. Oh my god. Oh. Why? Why is this game toying with my emotions? I don't cry at this shit. This fucking shit, man, has got me fucking tearing up like a little baby. Alright, let's talk to everybody. Start with you.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Well, that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard? How could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
She's grown so much since the first day we met. She absolutely hated Shion. Little bouncy ball is growing. Why does she have 2 balls on her leg? I'm not even gonna. Okay, gotta talk to this guy. So what? We're just not gonna talk to her. That's it, huh? Just a thank you? Okay. Last one's Little Aw.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
Ah. Okay. Just realized his other hand is out.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that.
Oh, that's sad.
I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized... I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you, until the very end.
Every time somebody says that, they die. I'm not foreshadowing. I have no idea how this game is going to turn out, but the way every time everybody says that in every anime, movie, or anything like that, they end up dying for the sake of somebody else. And I'm going to be sad if this is the same way. I don't want Alphen to die.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
First things first, I want my food refilled.
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What?
Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Alphen, we haven't heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest, when I first saw Shion in that dress, I...
Quit it!
was absolutely captivated.
Alright, I think that's enough fun for one day.
This flavor... why, it rivals the cooking of...
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Hey, do you have time to talk? There's something I need to ask you.
Of course. What's up?
It's about the doll I used to have as a little girl. I gave it some more thought, and I still don't remember actually receiving it from anyone.
You were so little. I don't think it's that surprising you've forgotten, is it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. That doll was so old, I'm starting to think I just always had it with me from the start. I know that it's extremely unlikely, but after last time we talked, it got me thinking. Maybe you brought the doll that child made with you to Lenegis.
I couldn't be.
Are you saying you didn't? Look, logically speaking, I know it's a lot more likely that you didn't bring it with you than you did. But you can't say for sure you didn't, right? Crazier things have happened. I always thought I'd be alone, only to end up meeting you, and Law, and Rinwell, and Kisara, and Dohalim. Sometimes things happen in life that we never thought possible.
You make a good point. I left everyone and everything I knew behind 300 years ago. But now, I'm not so alone anymore.
Exactly. You crossed all those centuries to find all of us, so...
Why can't a little doll have made the same jump too?
Right?
Aw.
Look, it's up to you to decide if there's any meaning behind all of this. But I choose to think there is.
Yeah, I think so too. There's something beautiful about the whole thing that simply can't be denied.
Huh.
I think it's time we go to sleep.
So she thinks that the doll that he had given that little boy made it to Lenegis with him.
Did you get enough sleep?
Huh. Noticed his hair? Took you long enough. I mean, I did all this in like the last episode. Alright. Off to Lenegis, I guess. Alright, are we gonna see the cutscene? A cutscene of them flying off, like... No? Okay, we're just gonna get this. Sad.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Ooh, they cleaned it up. I wonder what's gonna stop that world from blasting them out of the sky, though. That's my thing. There it is. Lenegis.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
She throwing up?
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that'd mean... you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still...
Oh
whether you
man,
meant to or
that's what
not,
I need. I need to sleep for
I sure
300
am
years.
glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
Is this the kind of shape that you come
What
out
do you
to,
mean?
man? I'll be
With
happy.
the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
I honestly wasn't expecting that. That's pretty funny. Oh shit, I went the wrong way.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though. You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, It is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you've finished looking around the ship.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Xion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them. There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renans actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
What does this do? Ah, so we could leave if we wanted to. Okay. Hey, that's a good place as any to stop it. Look at that. The difference.